I do a lot of stupid things. Not because I want to, but because I have to sometimes, He's like, but I didn't have that, and that's way worse. He just looks at me, then he does this with his hands, right? Puts it in my stomach, and he grabs my fat. I know you guys saw the title over there. I made my dad smile. Bro, you have no idea how much that means to me. Now, look, you must be like, bro, where's all that energy at? You used to be standing, going crazy, all that kind of movement. Bro, I'm a full-grown adult. Alright, I got some responsibilities on my hands. I can't be wasting my energy doing standing and all that kind of stuff, right? So we gotta be serious from now on. I'm joking. I just couldn't be bothered. I was like, bro, this is not gonna be like a self-talk or a motivation or a teaching type of opportunity. No, this is just me being real, bro. This is just a real talk. My dad smiled, bro. My dad smiled. Now, I know what you must be thinking, bro. What's so good about that? Like, what's so cool about that? Like, okay, your dad smiles, so what? Now, I'm not saying today's or yesterday was the day that I only saw my dad smile in my entire life. No. I'm saying that I just saw my dad smiling every single time he smiles, bro. It just makes me happy. Because, look, it's very uncommon in brown households for dads to smile, bro, and especially frequently. But that was my goal from the very beginning. My goal was I'm gonna make sure that my dad smiles at least once every single day. I will do whatever I can. I'll make a fool of myself. I'll do something so stupid that he has no other, get so flabbergasted that he can only laugh about it. Or I'll just talk with him a little bit, put like a little 1-2 jokes in there, and he can laugh from that. I can do something very productive and he can smile at me on that. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that my dad smiles. Now, why does that mean so much to me? It's because my parents are not as young as your parents might be. You must be like, bro, what you on about? How can our parents be younger than your parents? I was born 20 years after my parents got married. Deep that. You were probably born a year or two later. Allahu Alam, I don't know how that happened. But I was born 20 years later. 20! I have an older sister. She was born 9 years later. And I was born after her 80 years. So obviously it's 17 years, bro. I'm just gonna make it, like a good... like a good story type stuff, like it's 20 years. So 17 years. 17 years is actually the reality of it. But 17 years, bro. My mom was 40. My mom was 37, about to be 40 years old when I was married. I mean, what? My mom was in her late 30s, early 40s when I was born. And my dad was in his late 40s to early 50s when I was born. Time is not the same for everyone. I can go tomorrow no matter how young I am. And you can go tomorrow no matter how old or young you are. But the world taught us something different. It taught us the opposite. It taught us that the older you are, the more likelihood of a chance you have to leave this world early. So you can't blame me for having this type of mindset where I'm afraid that they might leave a little too early in my life. I'm gonna be real with you. They're my parents. I love them. Truly, I love them. But I will not lie to you, and I will be completely honest with you. I think my love also stems from the fact that my parents are much older than what your parents are. So you can't blame me for loving them a little too much. Now, how did I make him smile? That's the funny part. I'll tell you how I made him smile. So, I did some dumb shit. I did something very stupid, bro. I'm known for that. I'm like the youngest I'm the youngest in everywhere. I'm like the youngest in my household. I'm probably the youngest in my mom's side. I'm like one of the youngest on my dad's side. So I'm a youngster. I do a lot of stupid things. Not because I want to, but because I have to sometimes, It's a part of my nature. If I don't do it, I don't feel good. I have to do something very stupid. Either it has to be with my mom, with my dad, with my cousins. I gotta do something very stupid. So what did I do? I just gotta do it. It's my nature. Now, how did I make my dad smile? Let me tell you that. I took off my shirt. Bro, I took off my shirt and I started flexing in the mirror. I started doing this and this. I was flexing my shoulders and my chest. I was like, bro, I look so big and so strong along my back. And I was just doing that. And then out of nowhere, my dad walks in. He just looks at me and he just looks at me. Then he does this with his hands, right? And then obviously he does this and then he puts it in my stomach. And he grabs my fat and he's like, bro, what is this? Yo, what's the point of all that if you have this? When I was your age, I didn't have that. I was like, but dad, did you have this though? He's like, but I didn't have that and that's way worse. And I couldn't say anything. But the only way I could respond was, yo, dad, trust me, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Give me 3 months. Give me 1 to 3 months. He's like, bro, you've been saying that for 6 years. And that's how I made my dad laugh. I treat you guys like you guys are my family. If you adopt this mindset that Allah and His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are the ones who told me it's my mother, it's my mother, it's my mother, and then it's my father, and that if Allah told me in the Quran to never say oof to my parents, then that will be more than enough to have a beautiful relationship with your parents.